have this particular chart out of the Financial Times. Depositors rush to withdraw their cash from MPS. This is the bank that I discussed on this channel here that was getting a bailout. So they set up basically a 20 billion euro fund that's supposed to support this bank. Of course, that's not enough, but we'll see how it all goes. What's happening here is that the individuals, despite all the safeguards that they've put in place, individuals are scared. So they pull out their money. And that becomes a very, very big problem because of this thing called fractional reserve banking. Because of fractional reserve banking, every time depositors are pulling their money out of MPS, it makes the amount that they need to get back even worse because of that fractional. So this has been a very big problem in the recent days for MPS. Let's look at this. Out of Forbes. Actually, I was surprised that Forbes really did some good damage here in this article. I was happy to see it. In a statement Monday evening, the bank said that the ECB warned of a, quote, rapid deterioration over the past month in the bank's liquidity position. They had seen a large outflow of deposits. Okay, that's called a bank run. And it struggled in recent months to raise capital to meet the end of the year deadline set by the ECB to shore up its balance sheet. I think it wanted to raise something like 5 billion euro. Couldn't even do that. So consider again the basic structure of fractional reserve. We deposit our money in the bank and then they lend it out to other people. We make short-term deposits and they make long-term loans. So this is the way it works. That's fractional reserve. Most of you know that. I won't get into it. All right. So then they discuss insurance, basically. 100,000 euro for any one person in any bank in the European Union today. But what concerns me is the fact that just like the FDIC in the US, there isn't enough insurance to go around to actually bail out the depositors. So the central bank ultimately would have to step in, or it would just steal people's money. Or say, look, we don't have all of your 100,000, we only have 60,000. So you get to keep that. Here you go. One of the other things that they noted in this article, which was interesting, was if they feel that this particular bank is dangerous, what about moving it to another bank? Okay, that could be something. But what about taking those euros and moving it to a different country, like Germany, where they would feel safer, but it's still the same currency? That could, in fact, be a good idea for some of these people. They may be doing that right now. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Just keep your eyes on it and just understand how this all works because of that unified currency. Speaking of currencies, if you want a good example of what a flash crash looks like, take a look at this. This is the Euro USD, and again, I'll show you Exhibit B. This is the USD CHF, Swiss franc. You don't have natural forces. Let's get the highlighter out here. Natural forces. See, this is already manipulated, but you can see there's ups and there's downs and there's ups and downs. Okay, it's erratic. Okay, when you have a straight line downward, that's a computer doing that, and that's a flash crash. Now, in terms of actual percentages, it's not that high what it did, but it is showing you that these algorithms are in fact controlling all the trades on the market. If it was an algorithm that pushed it down this far, look at how it was going over the day, as I showed you in the beginning there, where it's going up and down on its way down sort of slowly. And that's with everything around the world trading, trillions of dollars being moved in and out. That's what it does. And then in a split second, it goes down like this arrow I just drew. So how powerful then are these algorithms? Well, of course, they're more powerful than the natural forces of the trading. And to be honest with you, there's not much of that left. But at least there's some level, in some cases, human intervention above those. But in others, I think they're just going wild. All right, let's look at the next one here. This is switching gears. A statement by the U.S., specifically the U.S. Embassy in Ankara. They actually had a bold-faced lie, going ahead and denying what they had previously admitted. I just showed you recently, actually, Hillary Clinton. This is a quote. Okay, this is from their own website, from the usembassy.gov, okay? The United States government is not supporting Daesh, okay? The U.S. government did not create or support Daesh in the past. Assertions the United States government is supporting Daesh are not true. Why don't you ask somebody named Hillary Clinton? The fact that she said the people we are fighting today are those we had funded in the past. Of course, still going on today, but at least it shows you using their own admissions, saying the actual truth, coming here, and they're now denying that. I think it's really strange the way they do this, that you get these little tidbits of information that are, in fact, true, and then they go ahead and deny it. I mean, one time I'm hearing them say, yes, we're supporting them and it's a good thing because they're on our side. The next day they're saying, no, they don't exist. The next day they're saying, no, we're not fighting ISIS, we're fighting ISIL. You're fighting the wrong guys over there. Oh no, it's not Al-Qaeda, it's the Taliban. Oh, it's Daesh. Oh, he's under there, he's under the carpet, he's on the ceiling, he's on the roof. He's in a hole and we found him. He's in the mountains and the caves and we found him there. You know, it's silly. It's silly to play this cat and mouse. Quite frankly, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you just to show their own admissions. We're looking at the trade deficit in the U.S., and it doesn't go with any surprise that the U.S. dollar being stronger put the trade deficit in a worse situation. Ultimately, when you have exports, any particular country that will export its goods, it's great when your currency is devalued. That's what Mexico did significantly a few, I guess it would be 2 decades ago now. And doing so was a way for them to increase their exports, get the economy going again. But of course, it's not so good in all ways because the individuals here tend to lose out. And this, in this particular example, increases the trade deficit for the U.S. in reverse terms. You don't want a strong currency if you want to export a lot. That's basically what I'm trying to sum up there. And you could see, we'll track this in the US dollar versus the trade deficit over time. I'd like to see actually a chart of that. I'll try to get you guys one. And to finish it off, Judicial Watch, new Obama travel costs bring 8-year total. Can you believe it? Over 96 million. And if we go down to here, it's actually basically 97 million. Wow. Okay, let's just round it here. $100 million, okay? For Obama to go on vacation throughout his term. I mean, that's not even, what's the word, beyond ridiculous. I mean, it's just $100 million? And I've even seen reports, I mean, I don't want to segue, but I've seen reports that poverty can be eradicated for, I forget what it was, let's say 150 million or something like this. It's like a small number. And this guy's going on vacation, and you know, he's allowed to go on vacation, right? But to spend $100 million worth of the U.S. taxpayer money on vacation, no, that's not okay. It really isn't. And a lot of people say, whatever, you know, that's fine. He can do whatever he wants. He's the president, this and that. But ultimately, you know, you're not leading by example. You're not being a good leader. And what about, doing something else to reduce the cost on that? I mean, it's ridiculous. The economy is suffering so badly, and you're going to spend $100 million over the course of your stay at the White House. Anyway, that's all. If you found this video informative, give me a thumbs up. If you like George Soros's eye bags, give me a thumbs down. I forgot to bring up a picture for that one. But let's look at this here. All right. There's a review on my book, and I thought it was interesting. A couple things from this. The individual didn't like me. Okay, he obviously has seen my videos and then went to Amazon and wrote a review. Didn't read the book. I just quickly want to show you this for those who care. When you look at some of the purchases here, you'll see a verified purchase under the reviews. Okay, this individual, it's not there. Okay, because anybody could technically, if you have an Amazon account, anybody could review anything. Okay, so there could be fakes, it could be whatever. But what you'll see here is this individual probably didn't read my book. If you read his review, which I won't read to you, but basically what it said was that there is not going to be a crisis. Okay, well, what about the book? What about the author? What about the writing? What about the beginning, middle, and end? What about anything? Any details about the book? No. It's none. It just says that he thinks there's going to be a crisis, and there isn't going to be. And this is the kind of thing that is what I would call fake news. Okay, they're reporting on it as if it's some truth. However, there's no evidence, there's no details, there's nothing. And that's what I wanted to bring up, the fact that when you're looking on the internet, when you're looking on anything you're watching, basically TV or magazines, newspapers, we got to cut through the bullshit, basically. Pardon my language. We got to get to the real stuff. And this is just a personal example, but we need to be able to segregate the garbage from the truth. So make that your mission. I think it's really important to do so. If you found this video informative, you will definitely find my book, The Money GPS, even more informative. I've taken this complicated subject and made it very easy